Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. So it's that time again to go chasing that white rabbit and hopefully avoid the rabbit holes, because it's safe to say WWE are putting a lot of red herrings out there and an awful lot of rabbit holes, which if we're being clever about things, we can avoid. And hear me out. WWE at this stage know that for 98% certainty, most of us fans are confident that Bray Wyatt is coming back. And he is the man behind this whole White Rabbit mystery. That's no secret. However, we're still no closer to finding out how he's going to come back, whether there's going to be a new incarnation, whether he's going to come back as part of a faction, and when he's going to come back. Now, they have subtly, well, less than subtly, alluded to the fact and teased the fact, and again, reporters have suggested this, that something big is going to be revealed at Extreme Rules. Now, I don't believe, as much as I'd love it to be the case, I don't believe we're going to see Bray physically at Extreme Rules. I think we're going to get a cryptic message which confirms Bray Wyatt is coming back. And then through the following weeks, we find out what form he's going to come back in and when he's going to come back officially in person. Of course, the message could be delivered via a current superstar such as Alexa Bliss, or maybe somebody we haven't seen in a long time, maybe Mr. Bo Dallas. Imagine that, and the throwback to FCW and of course the Rotundo brothers. That would be cool. Or something we've never seen before. Triple H did say something's coming that we've never talked about. So we don't know at this stage what we're going to see at Extreme Rules. But what we do know now at this point is WWE have all but confirmed Bray Wyatt is the man behind this, because this week's Smackdown confirms it. And if you look at things logically, it's pretty simple messaging within this week's episode. There was another QR code. They cleverly positioned this at the end of the Karrion Kross promo because they know we're talking about Karrion Kross, and the White Rabbit links to Lucha Underground. I don't think Bray's going to be with Karrion. He could potentially be going after Karrion. Again, that could tie in with Extreme Rules. The QR code gets scanned and it takes you to a cartoon pig. 3 cartoon pigs, the big bad wolf in cartoon form. In between this, you see this creepy ass image of a pig hanging, a dead pig, 3 pigs' heads, a demonic version of the big bad wolf, alongside what we assume is Little Red Riding Hood. Could be someone else, could be implied that maybe Bray is the big bad wolf and he's coming back with somebody, potentially Bliss. Who knows? Like, we could go down again rabbit holes. To look at what we know logically, the pig reference could be a reference to the fact that there's 3 pigs, 3 superstars in WWE that Bray's going after, that he's going to slaughter, hence the dead pig image. And also there's 2, I think, hanging up with the dead pig images. Also a throwback reference to Huskus the pig and the Husky Harris links there as well. And of course, if you remember, in the 3 pigs, the messaging was really that the wolf was trying to blow down the pig's house, destroy the pig's houses. And I think he destroyed like 2 out of the 3 of them. But just before he was about to do it, he would say, "I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Let me in, little pigs. Let me in." That being the obvious message there, I think. I could be wrong with that. I could be massively reaching, but I'm sure that is a link and a reference. Also, the big giveaway, when you look at the wolf, you look at Bray Wyatt's massive wolf tattoo on his chest. So without giving too much away there really with WWE, they're essentially linking yet again Bray Wyatt with this White Rabbit mystery. Indirectly. It's really clever. But it could go off on a tangent. Let me know if I've missed any bits there also. Now, if you look in the URL at the top as well, there's the numbers 1911. Now, of course, we link that obviously back to the Mad Hatter's scene within the Firefly Funhouse where he had those numbers on his hat. Also, you remember there was a clock that read the numbers 316 and then the clock was smashed and then again it read those same numbers, 1911. So I think that's just a link again with Bray Wyatt tying in with this White Rabbit. You could go a step further, reach a little bit and say 1911 was the year that the colour illustrated version of Alice in Wonderland came to life. So there's a little fact for you. Could potentially be linked, could be irrelevant. We could again go down more rabbit holes. A lot of geniuses digged out the fact that the Morse code playing over the top spout out Azazel Reborn. No idea what that means, but I'm assuming it's some sort of demonic reference. Think of a demon, you think of Finn Balor. We know he's getting a huge push, so he could potentially be linked here. Don't think he is, I think he's more of a red herring. But of course, obviously, the Fiend in reference to that as well. Now, the genius, the legend, the man of the moment, Sean Ross Sapp, also pointed out that if you zoom in to the bottom right hand corner during that video, there is an image of the White Rabbit, and if you click on that, you have to really click on it. Quite tough, it took me a few times to actually click on that. It comes up and links to an episode of The Simpsons. How mad is that? I think it's like season 10, episode 6 or something like that. I do remember that scene because I'm a massive Simpsons fan, and it was basically a really trippy scene where Homer had made some sort of vegetable juice, some sort of like weird ass psychedelic thing going on, and then all the characters were spooked out by their worst fears, except Grandpa and Jasper, just chilling out on the bench. Absolute legends. But of course there's links to the mushrooms and the lyrics in the White Rabbit song. The White Rabbit song actually playing during that scene as well. So obviously that's a cool little clever link, but I wouldn't read too much into that. It's just genius, and you've got to think, this is Bray Wyatt and Triple H racking this up. Like, a lot of higher ups in WWE aren't aware of what's going on. They're coming out with all this creatively. It's absolute genius. There is references also to the words drink me Ovaltine as well, hidden within some files. No idea where that leads, to be honest with you. I couldn't tell you anything other than Ovaltine is a night drink over here in the UK to send us to sleep. But let's face it, we're not getting a lot of sleep as of late with these whole White Rabbit clues. So a lot to dig into there, and it's also worth mentioning that the living legend himself, of course Sean Ross Sapp, also brought up the fact that if you dig out the file name under the image White Rabbit, it brings up another Morse code message in reverse, and it spells out Bravo Echo Lima Alpha India Romeo, which the acronym for that is obviously Bel Air, and a creepy message: I am the way into the city of woe. I am the way to eternal sorrow. What the heck? That's creepy as heck. Now, the big word that stands out to me there is the word Bel Air. Now, immediately you think, in the current WWE climate, you think of Bianca Belair. And you think, well, what reference is that? Well, we've linked potentially Alexa Bliss to all of this in association with Bray. Will Alexa cost Bianca at Extreme Rules? Will she go after Bianca? Is there a message there? Is the message via Alexa Bliss from Bray? That's probably a huge reach. The more likely thing is, and obviously I'm a massive Fresh Prince of Bel-Air fan and Will Smith fan. And where was Will Smith born? Philadelphia. Bel-Air, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Philadelphia. Where is Extreme Rules going to be? Philadelphia. So I thought that was really cool. Also, going back to the lyrics of the White Rabbit song, there's a lyric that says about the White Knight talking backwards. Is this in relation to the Morse code that is then in reverse? Again, this could be me massively reaching, but we're looking for clues here. We're looking for anything we can get our hands on and linking to Bray, which is the whole purpose of all this, to connect to Bray Wyatt. But in summary, there's so much going on, there's so many moving parts, but we haven't actually found out much more. We've just got a step closer to the fact of knowing that Bray Wyatt is that much closer to coming back to WWE. We knew that before. So it's clever from WWE, they're dropping all these breadcrumbs that actually aren't taking us much further in the story. But I think ultimately we're going to get that full reveal at Extreme Rules, and we're going to have to be patient and wait for it. It's as simple as that. What do you think, wrestling fans? Get down in the comments section, share your thoughts and opinions. As always, be really appreciative if you can like the video, share the video, or even better, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in another detective video. I'll bring up another video if I bring out anything that's worth talking about as well, any major talking points. But for now, let's keep this mystery going and look forward to Monday Night Raw.